talking about the way the system is running, like the way it is. A base in the middle with shooters around him, and the athleticism and the pace in which they play at. And I think this is the first time since that Final Four team we saw in Ames that we've seen a Nebraska team really reflect what Fred Hoiberg actually wants it to look like.
Well, this Nebraska team might be the best defensive unit that Fred Hoiberg's ever put together.
Exactly, and he had a Final Four team.
They're so locked in. Their rotations on defense are so fast. Like, and you saw like when they got away from it a little bit in the first half in that Minnesota game.
Well, and the way the game was being officiated definitely had a ton to do with that.
Sure, but they were just a little bit loose and a little bit sloppy on their, and Minnesota made a bunch of threes in the first half because of it.
Yeah, they were late getting to close.
And then Fred and company went and chewed them out at halftime, and they came out in the second half.
Which you could see online, by the way.
When they came out in the second half and absolutely went lights out defensively against Minnesota and just did not allow them to score.
Well, I think that's been the difference in this team. We talked about the loss of Connor Essegian, and obviously they're dealing with some other injuries now. But the thing that's been different about this year's team, take everything I said at the beginning about building the offense around the middle and then shooting around it, lights out, which they have. But this team, better than, I dare I say, almost anybody else in the country, has done a better job of creating offense off of defense and running shooters off their spots. And yes, making shots miss, but also causing turnovers and speeding up offenses and getting people out of their sets and then turning that into offensive points on the other side.
And like, you never expected, I don't think anybody would have expected Sam Hoiberg to be this player.
No, I mean, who was the guy? He was the guy 2 years ago that was considered to be the glue guy, the nice energy piece off the bench, and a guy that
but he played like 10 minutes a game.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was just the feel-good story. Now there's the debate of what number on this team is he in importance ratings?
Is he an all-conference point guard?
Yeah. Like, listen, he's playing at that level right now, and this is something I don't think we've ever been able to say in our lifetime. Nebraska is a tournament team on January 26th.
Like, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100% in. Like, they could lose out and they're in at this point. That ain't going to happen. But when you look at the last 12 games left on their schedule, right now, CBS Sports has the number one seeds in the NCAA basketball tournament for men's basketball. Just want to make sure that anybody that's just waking up out of a coma understands what I'm talking about here. The top four seeds are Arizona, Duke, Michigan, and Nebraska. And the reason that's interesting, other than the fact that Nebraska is a one seed according to CBS Sports Day, is they've still got to play Michigan.
Yeah.
Now they're going to play Michigan pretty quickly here in the short turnaround. It's going to be interesting to see how that's handled. But
and whether Braden Frager plays or not has a huge impact on the game.
That's a big deal, absolutely. But if they're able to win that game, you're looking at not only a number one seed, but number one seed in the Midwest, and go ahead and book your tickets to Chicago now.
Well, honestly, if they beat Michigan, we are talking about potential one overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, all it would take is an Arizona stumble.
There's a lot to be sorted out through the rest of the regular season and the conference tournament, of course.
Yeah.
But you start to put yourself in that conversation by beating Michigan tomorrow.
You beat Michigan tomorrow. I think the conversation is they're a one seed no matter what. I mean, obviously Purdue is going to have something to say about it, but if you beat Michigan, listen, they've got 12 games left and 3 are against top 12 opponents in Purdue, Michigan, and in Illinois. But you win 2 out of that 3. You win 3 out of that 3. You run the table. The conversation's out there for the one seed anyway, like the one seed
over. Yeah, one overall, which is just like that. Just Nebraska being a 1 is mind blowing enough. But to be 1 overall, and if Nebraska goes out and beats Michigan and beats Purdue, you can argue that they should be ranked number 1 at that point.
Yeah, and the only reason I don't think they're going to, and I know nobody's going to want to hear this, is the jersey on the front still matters.
Absolutely,
and Arizona being one of those blue bloods will definitely stop that from happening.
I said it last week. If you put Nebraska's resume under the heading Kansas Jayhawks, they're ranked 1 or 2.
1. They're unquestionably number 1. I agree.
They're 1 or 2.
But
no doubt.
Obviously, they have to play out the rest of these games. And I don't want to doom and gloom. And this is the Jays guy talking, you Creighton fan. But I'm really worried about what the psyche of this team looks like if they get to the Big Ten tournament. Let's say they run the gamut and they get to the Big Ten tournament and they go 1 in the queue. How does that look? I mean, there's a lot of people that say, well, that could be a net positive. You get more rest, and you're obviously going to be a 1 seed already no matter what. But as the team that has never won a
Sure.
tournament game and then to fall flat in the conference tournament, that
Listen,
might not be great.
if this team runs the table in the regular season and loses one game in the conference tournament, there's still going to be a 1.
Yes.
And they're probably going to be playing a play-in 16.
Which would it be the most Nebraska basketball thing of all time
To lose
be
to a
the
play-in 16?
The 1 seed that loses the 16 play. Like I don't hope that happens. Don't at me on Twitter. I'm just saying. But it's good. Like there's anybody that watches a game that's happening at PBA can see the electricity around this program and
Sure.
and the fan base that cares about this team and how crazy it has been around here. I think this is only the beginning. You know what I mean? Like from the fan excitement standpoint, once we creep closer and closer and closer to March, that building you may not be able to find a ticket in that building.
And look, I know that like the focus is on getting that first like NCAA tournament win. Tournament, you got to get an NCAA tournament win, get out of the first round. But honestly, dude, like this team is setting itself up to be talking about second weekend stuff. Like we could be talking Sweet 16.
I saw Jay Bills the other day. It was like, I'm not buying this Nebraska team. I don't think they're for real. I don't think they could be an Elite 8 level team.
Why?
It's like, whoa, Elite 8. Hold on, buddy. Like we're still getting a round of 32 here. Yeah, but like it's just people don't believe it until they see it, right? They've never seen it from a Nebraska program. But to your point, guy at the head of the program has been a Final Four coach before. Yep. So it's very much the yin and the yang of it all where okay, you don't believe they're legit because nobody with the front of that jersey has done it before. But have you watched this team through 20 games?
Play?
They're pretty dynamic.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just you get effort from everybody on the floor, which
everybody for 40
you get
minutes.
Intentionality. Like they're all locked into what they're doing. And it's fun. This is a fun team to watch.
Well, that's been the thing about it because even they made the tournament and the Fred Hoiberg teams with Casey that have been good is like there have been times where you just kind of scratch your head and go, that's kind of a bad brand of basketball. And they're just kind of accidentally winning these games to some degree. And I mean, those Taryn Petaway teams were very difficult to watch sometimes. Even though they were winning games, they were just the style in which they were playing.
Because it was
not a ton of fun to watch.
It was give the ball to Turan and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And everybody get back to the other end and play defense.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. And then it was kind of the same way with the K-State team that went to the tournament. It was like, well, K-State's got to make 14 threes or we're screwed.
Yeah, well, or just run around and everybody try to get an open look.
Yeah.
So where this team, I like how you said that they're intentional because it feels like there's a system in place in which all 5 guys on the floor
have a role.
Not even that. You can't even say this with most teams. Understand and play within their role of what they're being asked to do and can convert it at a very high level.
And like Berkay, like his energy is infectious. Like
sure,
he is constantly going over to the bench and firing them up.
Him and Rink being as healthy as they have been this season has been and I agree with you about Sam Hoiberg and I think there's a lot of guys on this team that deserve their flowers and they're definitely going to get it. Insert here, we got the right guy from Iowa joke here, but there's also like your best the 2 guys that you can build a program around have been healthy.
Yep.
And you haven't specifically last year, you haven't been able to say that about those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Berkay and Rink Mast.
Yeah. And then, I mean, Cale Jacobson's done really good work off the bench.
Yep.
And then,
and that's the other thing, though, is you have your bench players making contributions coming off the bench and understanding that's all you're being asked to do. Like, if you give us more, that's fantastic. But if you can give us 11 minutes of locked in defensive basketball that can equate to getting an assist to somebody else, we can win a lot of basketball games.
And yeah, again, they're just fun, like fun to watch, which is a refreshing thing for Nebraska basketball. Like, and the hope index is very high right now, and I hope it stays that way. And I cannot wait to watch that Michigan game tomorrow. I think it's going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, I mentioned CBS Sports a minute ago. They have 7 teams from the Big Ten, and just 3 from the Big East: Villanova, St. John's, and this team in Storrs, Connecticut. That's pretty damn good.
Oh, that
too.
one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that number shakes out as well for the fans here in Omaha, the team in Omaha. But Imagine after that 2020 season that got canceled, where Creighton was flirting with being a 1 seed, and where the Nebraska basketball program was. It said, if you flash forward 5 years from now, Nebraska's going to be a consensus number 1 seed in mid-January, and Creighton might not make the tournament.
Well, I thought Mac's comments were interesting about what he feels about the league this year, and it's just basically, 3 through 11 is a crapshoot. Like roll the dice and see what happens.
Well, I mean, perfect example is Creighton themselves. I mean, they've lost some blowout games. They've won some blowout games. They took Seton Hall down to the wire. Probably should have won that game. Probably should have lost to Georgetown.
Yeah.
You were able to beat Villanova in Philadelphia. Like
buzzer beater against Xavier.
Yeah, there's just after you beat them by 41 earlier in the season. It just seems like the fact that that Marquette is down, I think, is the strangest thing about all of the strangeness.
What's going on
of
with
the
Shaka?
Doesn't like the portal.
He doesn't. You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't think people like him. I mean, his personality it can wear on you, man. Just having to watch him coach basketball for 40 minutes is exhausting. Imagine being around that personality at all times. I don't know.
No, the Big East is super weird this year. It doesn't feel as strong, but maybe more exciting.
Well, yes, definitely. But I think the weird thing is how many people just left Shaheen Holloway and Seton Hall for dead last year.
Yeah.
And it's well, they're probably, if not,
but that was his first year,
fourth best team in the
yeah.
conference. They might be the third. So, yeah, and despite not being able to score the basketball, it's very weird.
Yeah, I think there's a stretch upcoming for Creighton where I think they've got to go on a little run.
Without question.
They can make the tournament. It's not done. It's not dusted, but they're going to need to I think they need a winning streak, right? They need to put that in the committee's mind that okay, this team can go on a run. They've got it in them to win some games in a row. That's a team that deserves to be in the tournament, because a team that's maybe not as talented overall, but can
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think they deserve to be in the tournament with the body of work they have right now.
But
12-8 is not good enough.
Can prove to you that they have a run in them. That's say what you want. That's something the committee wants to see. It's they'll never say it out loud, I don't think, but that ability to have a run, to surprise people when you get into a tournament setting, to have that mentality of win or die. That they can prove it on the court, that they can win multiple games in a row. That's a fun team. That's an interesting team. And that's a team you can put in the tournament.
The problem is 3 of their last 11 are against UConn and St. John's.
That's true.
They still have to play Villanova at home as well. You still got to play Providence, which probably to this point has probably cost you your season. So there's a little bit of redemption game there. But the fact that you have backlogged UConn games in this schedule, and listen, they got to get a quad 1 win somewhere.
Yeah.
And they've got the 1 win over Villanova, but I mean, you've got to
teams play well in stores usually.
Got to beat Seton Hall. You've got to beat Villanova. You've probably got to beat St. John's in Queens, and you might have to split with UConn to make the tournament.
Every year when UConn comes here, what do I say after the game?
I don't know what you say after the game.
It was
Jays win.
It was a little bit overrated. You guys got to settle down on the blank Dan Hurley,
we love Dan Hurley.
Yes, the we love Dan Hurley chants and the epithets that are thrown at him.
You mean epithets?
Whatever.
Will he have an extended
epitaphs or what's on your gravestone, Dan?
Will he have
maybe we're throwing gravestones at him too. But I am going to say, Creighton fans, this Saturday, don't let it slide. I'll let it slide this time if it lets us get a win.
Yeah, but man, I know, Mark, we just talked about how down Marquette is this year. You go out to Milwaukee and lay an egg tomorrow, it's over. You have to win the Big East tournament at that point. That's how important that game is tomorrow against a team you're favored by almost double digits by. It's a must-win situation. It's more of a can't-lose situation tomorrow, but you lose that one in Milwaukee. Have fun in Vegas at the Crown.
Yeah, well, we see what happened to the team that won the Crown last year.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe it's the launching point for a championship run. Hey, if you missed our opening segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. Just like Nebraskans, Aloe calls Nebraska home. There is no place like Nebraska. And find out more about Allo services at allofiber.com/Husker Radio. Allo is bringing communities together, connection by connection. They're the proud TV, internet, and mobile provider of the Huskers. Check out allofiber.com for more details and switch to get out of the Stone Age tonight. The Super Bowl is set. Did Jarrett Stidham make himself some money yesterday? We debate. 1620.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th and Dodge. That's where they are located, right in the heart of Omaha. You know who's undefeated? Nebraska basketball. But you know who else is undefeated? The Johnny O long sleeve pocket tee that I happen to be wearing right now. And if you're in the market for some long sleeve shirts, let me recommend this one. It is comfy. It is stretchy. It is really just a good looking everyday wearing shirt. You know, you need the shirts that you want to wear to the golf course. You need the shirts that when you're going out for a nice dinner, when you want to look fancy. You also need the everyday shirts. They got those right there at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. You can get in there, check them out, feel them, touch them, try them on, walk out knowing it fits the way you want it to fit. And Johnny O, personal recommendation from yours truly. Stop on by 78th and Dodge for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressed in Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast from KETV Newswatch 7.
Mostly clear and cold tonight. Low temperature near 12. Mostly sunny, a little breezy, and still pretty chilly on Tuesday. High just in the mid-20s. Sneaking up into the low 30s for a high on Wednesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
The Blue Jay Zone is brought to you by Chandler Conway.
Have you been injured in an accident? You shouldn't have to fight with insurance companies or deal with medical bills alone. You need an experienced injury lawyer who'll protect your rights while you focus on healing. At Chandler Conway, our team understands the legal process and will handle your case with dedication. Our goal is simple: to secure the compensation you deserve. Call us today or visit chandlerconway.com for a free consultation. Don't face this challenge alone. Let us support you every step of the way.
For the next month of the season, the Blue Jays are going to have to keep a bag packed. While Creighton is getting Saturday home games against UConn, Seton Hall, and Villanova, they're going to be going through a stretch over the next month where every other game will be on the road. The Jays will not play back-to-back home games until the end of the regular season when they host DePaul and Providence. In other words, the Blue Jays will need to be ready to fly a lot in January and February.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style. And they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line. So they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
1620 The Zone will be broadcasting live on location Friday, January 30th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the American Cancer Society's Hope Lodge, Nebraska, in support of the Creighton Pinkout game. Stop by and drop off a donation of paper products, gift cards, or cash to support cancer patients staying at the Hope Lodge, a free home away from home for cancer patients and caregivers who must travel to Omaha for their life-saving treatment. For more details, listen to 1620 The Zone and visit cancer.org/pinkout.
UNO Women's Basketball travels to Brookings Wednesday to take on South Dakota State. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30, and you can hear all the action on Yacht Rock 1180. It's UNO versus South Dakota State Wednesday at 6:30 on Yacht Rock 1180.
These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals, but Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Elegance meets innovation at Woodhouse Lincoln. Discover the all-new 2026 Lincoln Nautilus. And for a limited time, enjoy exceptional financing offers. 0% APR for 48 months or 2.9% APR for 60 months. Browse in-store or shop online at woodhouselincoln.com today. With approved credit, must finance with Lincoln Automotive Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
UNO women's basketball travels to Brookings Wednesday to take on South Dakota State. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30, and you can hear all the action on Yacht Rock 1180. It's UNO versus South Dakota State Wednesday at 6:30 on Yacht Rock 1180.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
You might be a dad if you only see the wolf from singing this when you hear the song. Sure, 40% of the audience will put that out there. Hey, it's the After Hours Lounge brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Where is Lucas Gabriel's men's basketball team headed to after they storm the courts and take down the Frontier Conference tournament? You'll figure that out at BUBruins.com. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone. Tonight, you know who else is storming the court? The Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots.
Which court?
They're storming the court in the Super Bowl. They are headed to Levi Stadium, and they will be participating, representing the AFC and the NFC specifically. The Patriots win the most boring football game ever played, 10-7 in a snowy environment.
Yeah,
in which Sean Payton, if he wasn't so successful this year, may have lost his job based on a choice not to.
Should football be an indoor game?
Oh my God, please. Can we stop doing this?
Dan, should football be an indoor game?
No, it should never be an indoor game.
John, are you going to answer your own question?
Leave it up to the teams.
Like, there's no way you can watch the two environments on Sunday. And I get both are outdoor stadiums. For you at me, yes, I understand that Seattle is an outdoor stadium. And not see the elements that were not as effective in Seattle and the elements that were effective in Denver and go, that's a better product. Before you jump in as the owners of the Green Bay Packers tell me you're never going to put a stadium or a dome on your stadium. I ask you, in a market where everybody is worried about the almighty dollar, how do you compete with the television product in an uncontrolled environment? I don't think you can. And I know nobody wants to hear it, and there's football purists out there and say, just shovel the lines out. We don't need to see them there. We see this every 5 yards. And who cares about a replay on a touchdown if you can't see where the goal line is? Everybody.
What if I told you that it's not that hard to actually engineer a football stadium?
With an undersoil heating system.
Yeah. There's a team, the greatest team in all of the NFL, not statistically, unfortunately, this year.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Is it the one?
Yes.
Do you own
Famously.
that? Do you own it, Dan?
I might just own part of the team.
Sure.
There is a complex.
I had to give a reason to use it.
There's a complex heating system underneath the field that is run all year long.
Okay, but hold on.
And you don't have to do that much maintenance to keep it up all year.
Answer my first question is, how do you compete with me sitting on my very comfortable couch and my very large television without any worry if I'm going to get wet or snowed on or if I'm going to get sick for being out in this environment?
Do you think selling tickets
matters
to
as
the
much?
AFC Championship game was a problem?
Do
you think that people were like,
we're not talking. We're not talking about one. We're not talking about.
I think maybe I
we're
won't
not-
buy tickets to the AFC
We're
Championship
not talking
game.
about one game. We're not just talking about one game. We're talking about selling tickets throughout the season.
You're gonna think this is crazy, Jimmy.
Maybe I'm just old.
But I don't know if you've ever heard of this place called
I'm older than
Buffalo,
you.
New York, in Highmark Stadium. They have people come out before the game who get paid $20 an hour, and they shovel it out gladly because they want to go and watch the Buffalo Bills play football in a blizzard every year without fail.
Man, I think it's fun. We don't. It's most of the season
Is it
not.
fun?
Yes.
Yes. Is it conducive to the future? I don't think so, man. I just don't think there's a world where people want it.
Most of the season is not snow game time.
True. It's a good point. Thank God global warming's not real.
Well, I don't know that that's where we're going.
It's called climate change now, but yeah,
uh,
sure.
Remember when Al Gore invented the internet?
There used to be more snow games than there are
Man,
today, so I think there's an argument to be made about that. But
Remember when it was 61 on Christmas?
it is sort of a novelty now to have a game played in the snow.
That's true.
And I think it's fun, and I don't want to see that go away completely. So if you got an indoor stadium that can snow inside, I'm all for it.
Listen, that's what a retractable roof is, right?
Yeah.
It gives you the ability. You can do it. And as many people are saying, by 2035, every stadium in the NFL will have a retractable roof at the minimum.
I don't think they're putting a roof on Lambeau.
Yeah, would you have said that about Soldier Field 10 years ago? Guess what they're doing in Chicago?
Yeah, I don't know.
Stadium.
They're not putting a retractable roof on it
No,
yet
they're
because
just
they
putting-
haven't even found somewhere to build a
Yeah,
stadium.
They're putting a dome on it. They're not even putting a retractable roof on it.
And
Jared,
build it right in the middle of Lake Michigan.
I asked about Jared Stidham, and you shook
Floating
your head
stadium.
no.
No.
That last pass was clearly horrible. It was about one of the worst interceptions in a clutch moment I've ever seen. But Jared Stidham played a pretty good game up until that point. You think he's going to get some calls?
He didn't do anything.
He didn't really have to. He didn't do the wrong thing.
He was not asked to do anything.
Sure.
I would argue as a quarterback under pressure in that
Under pressure.
I can't remember if it was the first or the second quarter because the score was so low.
You probably couldn't tell because there's so much snow on the field. Am I right?
That was only the fourth.
Oh no, I'm referring to like the first or second quarter when it hadn't started snowing yet.
Okay.
But that one, we'll call it a pass, sort of,
The shovel pass?
where he had two hands on the ball and it got knocked away by the Patriots. And it maybe was a touchdown, maybe was illegal grounding, maybe was, I don't remember what they exactly called it, but it landed behind him.
Yeah.
I think that would be a reason that people would not be picking up their phones and saying, hey, we want the services of one Mr. Jarrett Stidham.
Was he better than you expected him to be?
I think he was probably about what I expected him to
I
be,
think he was
honestly.
a little bit better. But listen, pretty good team around him, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was right where I thought he would be.
Jared Stidham as Bo Nix's backup is the perfect place for him.
Yeah, if I'm Bo Nix, if I'm Bo Nix's agent, I'm just calling the office in Denver today. Hey, we'd really like to restructure this deal.
You guys ready for an extension?
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. We can use my pen actually. I walked away from that game feeling really good about where Denver's rush game was, despite how that game went, because I felt like in better conditions, they probably would have controlled that game. It just like I walked away from that game feeling better about Denver next year than I did New England.
Well, Denver made some really real stupid decisions in
Also
the first
that.
half of that game to not get points. And honestly,
They weren't having the best day kicking the ball.
they were not having the best day kicking the ball. Nobody was having a day kicking the
Will
ball. in
Lutz,
the
it's not
second
your
half.
fault.
But man, I'll tell you what. I love numbers. I love data. I love analytics, right? Analytics don't give you, however, the emotional context of a game.
That's a good.
They
point.
don't give you the reality of a football game. So when the analytics tell you you need to go for this,
well,
you also have to look up at the scoreboard and go, man, there aren't going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Maybe we should get some while we can.
or time of possession.
I like.
Well, and that's like,
I love it. I think it's great as a helpful tool in understanding the intricacies of the game. I don't think you can just blindly follow it.
that's like the Bears-Rams game, where, yes, 99 times out of 100, you should absolutely elect to go on defense in overtime. You know when that one time is? When you have the play of the season to get to overtime, and you've just had the opposing defense out on the field for almost 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Chicago should have started on offense in that overtime. I think we're having a very different conversation about the participants in the NFC title game. I think Seattle wins no matter what, but I think Chicago's probably playing for the NFC title.
And especially when it comes to the NFL, where typically there's a lower number of possessions, typically point totals are lower. I think if you have an opportunity to put points on the board, you should probably do that, especially early in the game. Like later on, when the game situation may dictate, okay, we're down 2 scores, we need to get an extra possession here. We have to go and try to score a touchdown on this possession. Like, yes, I understand that. Early in the game, though, why not just put the points on the board? You don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the game. And don't go for 2 early in the game, because now you're chasing points the rest of, like, sometimes I don't understand what these people are doing. I don't know why they're doing these things. Put points on the board.
I will give Sean Payton a little bit of grace because of the conditions in which you were kicking in. Like, and when I say a little bit, I mean a very little bit. Like, you could, you know me, same thing about not wearing red to the stadium. It's a thought process thing. You could explain the thought process to me in which Sean Payton didn't go for it. So or why he did go for it and didn't kick the field goal. But I'm with you in the vast majority of the time. Like, this happens in the NFL. Like,
a lot.
Dan Campbell has set this precedent that it's just okay to be crazy. And Ron Rivera was right there with him. Let's just roll the dice whenever we get a chance.
Ron.
Yeah,
but my team.
What do you make of the we're the conspiracy theory show, so we got to talk.
No, you are.
We're the conspiracy theory show. It's even
Time
more
for another Jimmy Allen conspiracy theory.
I think this is like, I got a buddy named Eric. Shout out to Eric. He listens all the time. But I got a buddy named Eric who's like all in on before the season starts. He goes out and puts a preseason bet on the 2 teams that make up the Super Bowl's colors. And the graphic came out before the season this year. And the 2 quarterbacks at the front of the pack are Drake May and Sam Darnold with the Super Bowl logo. You think the script was out early?
No, come on.
I don't either.
Get real. I don't even believe that that's a real graphic.
It was posted. It was posted in the preseason. Actually, there's timestamps on it. But also, they're technically at the front by the stadium. But Saquon Barkley is the featured piece. So reading that what you want. Sam Darnold was the first quarterback from the 2018 draft class, which includes Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, who was taken before Lamar Jackson.
Whoopsie.
Never forget. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to make a Super Bowl. Just as we all expected 4 years ago, right?
Yep. Perfect. It worked out perfectly. No, it's a nice story, man, because he was obviously not ready to be the starting quarterback.
Was he not ready, or did the Panthers or the Jets just suck that
when
bad?
the Jets threw him to the Wolves, he was not ready.
Because of all the success the Jets quarterbacks have had since then?
Clearly wasn't ready. And then I think the Panthers situation was weird, and he did a lot of growing up in Carolina.
Sure.
And then
maybe well coached.
And then he got to a good roster in Minnesota. And I think showed to himself what was possible.
Sure.
Right? And now
because there's no way he didn't lose confidence. There's no way.
Absolutely. And now he's gone to Seattle after being cast aside once again, but having that knowledge that if I've got good players around me, I can do this.
Yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't help or hurt. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Walker, my goodness.
Yeah. By the way, this is my moment to tell you, I told you so. To everybody in the night shift that was like, Seattle's going to lose this game. Their other running backs hurt. Yeah, that guy's not.
Kenneth Walker's good, dude. Like that is a dog at running back. Kenneth Walker's amazing.
And I would like to give a little shout out to quite possibly the most fun name on the Seattle roster, Rashid Shaheed. That is just every time
Traded from New Orleans.
Every time they said that, I was like, "Whoo, yeah, I was like, that's a fun name to say, and that's a fun name to hear.
You're such a broadcasting dork.
Well, he also is really good at returning the phone.
Also very fast.
Yeah. Early predictions. Seattle's to lose.
I think it's Seattle's to lose. Just that defense. Both teams play good defense, though. I don't know. I like Seattle's run game a little bit better.
Defense is just legit, man. I feel weird that I'm happy for New England. I'm clearly going to be rooting for the Patriots to win the Super Bowl because I'm definitely not rooting for the other team.
Well,
for obvious
opposite your favorite
for
team.
obvious reasons, but like, and a lot of it is the different characters on the cast. But like, Mike Vrabel's New England feels a lot different than Bill Belichick's New England.
So actually,
now,
can I get to one of my social media sound bites a little bit early?
Well, let's just get to it in the next segment. How's that sound? Oh, good. That's fine. Whatever.
It's on topic.
All right, good.
I did on topic.
Go ahead, dude.
That is Mike Vrabel's message
Yes.
to the team after the AFC Championship win. There is no curfew tonight, but the bus is leaving at 8. And if you're not on it, you're not playing in the Super Bowl.
Speaking of bowl games, the Pro Bowl is still a thing, and interesting selection was made today. We'll get to that more. If you missed the segment, check it out on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It's cold outside. Get inside. Get out to Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village, who's been hand-making pasta daily for over 40 years. It's the ideal date night experience. $1 off every glass of wine in the entire restaurant tonight, and no better place than Rockbrook Village on a Monday night. Stop by Pasta Amore and tell them After Hours sent you. Shador Sanders, retired jersey in Boulder, and a Pro Bowler in year one. 1620 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Bob at Williams Law. If you have legal trouble, if you have legal questions, if you've just got legal matters that you need to get taken care of, you need to check out Bob Williams. Bob comes in, talks legal matters with us regarding sports law, and he gets it done in ways that we can understand. He's really good at breaking down these complex topics into terminology and language that we get. You know, sometimes all the documents that you're handed and the legalese and what does this mean? It's like speaking a foreign language. Let Bob be your translator. He's going to sit down for a free, no obligation legal consultation. He'll explain your rights, walk you through the process, get you ready for the big day in court, whether it's criminal, civil, or personal. You got legal questions, you need Bob in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
My uncontrollable movements, called TD, tardive dyskinesia, felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza, valbenazine capsules, a prescription medicine clinically proven for reducing TD in adults. That's always one capsule, once daily, and number one prescribed. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance may occur.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Learn more at Ingrezza.com. That's INGREZZA.com.
Host is roasting every morning. Host is roasting every day.
At Host Coffee, every cup of coffee served comes with a promise. A promise of quality, innovation, and a dash of fun. Ensuring your workday is as delightful as your coffee break. Call Host Coffee today.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about. But if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
It's a new year and a new savings opportunity on more than 150 new Acuras at Acura of Omaha. One of the largest selections ever. Acura of Omaha, 4211 South 144th Street. Always open at AcuraofOmaha.com.
Stop into your nearest Cubbies in Nebraska, Western Iowa, and South Dakota for top quality fuel, hot and fresh food, plus that local spirit that you'll always find at Cubbies. Whether it's a dash in for a drink and a snack, or you're swinging by one of our select locations to grab dinner from Chester's Chicken or Godfather's Pizza Express, Cubbies has you covered. And don't forget your Bear Bucks rewards card for rewards and extra savings. Cubbies, the very best in convenience.
Listen to the Woodhouse Cadillac Blue Jays shoot-around and overtime shows. The Creighton men's basketball pregame and postgame shows on 1620 The Zone. The Woodhouse Cadillac Blue Jays shoot-around and overtime shows also presented by Union Bank and Trust, Children's Nebraska, and Sedoro Law. Hear the breakdown about your top-ranked Creighton men's basketball team before and after each game. Exclusively on your home for the Creighton Blue Jays. 1620 The Zone. The 1620 The Zone mobile app and 1620thezone.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6:45 on a Monday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus tonight. There has been a flex in the Pro Bowl because Drake May was a Pro Bowler. He going to be a little bit busy the next couple of weeks. He's playing for a Super Bowl, and the AFC has turned to Trevor Lawrence. Nope, that's not right.
Nope.
Oh, no, it's Shedeur Sanders, who famously was the third-string quarterback for the Cleveland Browns up until about 8 minutes ago. Why is this even still a thing? Like, we already have the All-Pro team. Why do we need to continue the Pro Bowl?
1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions gets you into the Pro Bowl alternate pool.
Because it's not a thing.
You know what? Hold on. You know what?
Ooh.
I don't want to hear you guys say this because Shedeur deserves this. And you want to know why?
Because his dad played in the NFL one time.
No, it's because this fits his game better than playing in the actual NFL does. This is a glorified patty cake. Let's play two-hand touch flag football, which I think Shedeur Sanders will do very well at.
No.
Because it is
Don't want to hear
flag football.
He doesn't have to throw against defenders.
Nope. This is an all-time continuous rant for me. Stop letting fans vote for things as far as awards are concerned. Like, fans will famously vote for their favorite team or with their biases. Like, they are not objective. They will not make good decisions based on actual facts. Fans will do things that make their team or favorite player look good. It's stupid. Stop letting fans vote for these things.
Well, this tells you that the NFL has given up completely on the Pro Bowl.
Completely.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Especially because no one's going to get home field advantage in a Super Bowl or anything like that.
That'd be incredible.
And if you're out there and you're ready to make an excuse for why it's okay for Shedeur Sanders to be an NFL Pro Bowler, stop. Close your computer, throw your phone in the river because we can't trust you with technology. Okay. Just stop it. This is absurd now. It's ridiculous. Like if someone who threw for an entire NFL season 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions is worthy of being in the Pro Bowl, then everybody's worthy of being in the Pro Bowl. I'm a Pro Bowler. Jimmy's a Pro Bowler.
No,
Dan's a Pro Bowler. Like, this is dumb.
Shedeur Sanders threw for 1,400 yards. That's 35th best in the NFL.
Not even top 32.
Shedeur Sanders threw for 138 more yards than Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels only played in 7 games this season.
Who annihilated his elbow.
Yeah. What are we doing? Like, I don't understand why this is even an option. Like, there should be parameters on this. You've had to start at least 12 games or something. You had to throw for 12 touchdowns.
Here's the thing, is the players in the NFL have started to understand that the Pro Bowl's an absolute joke because they let the fans vote on it and the fans don't get it right. And so when someone who was voted to be a Pro Bowl starter says, you know what, actually can't play in this game for whatever reason, they go to the next guy and he's like, yeah, I don't want to play in that. Like, no, thank you. Pass.
Shedeur Sanders threw for the 16th most interceptions in the league this season.
And he was not a full-time starter.
Anybody who threw for more played a minimum of 10 games.
Like, the stats are just watch the games.
Yeah.
That's not a Pro Bowl quarterback. I'm sorry. If you don't like to hear that, you're wrong.
How many guys in the rookie year are though? Like, it's not anything against
almost none.
Yeah, it's not even really against Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, it doesn't make sense today. It's not going to make sense in 5 years. I just don't get it. If you missed our thoughts on Shedeur Sanders making the Pro Bowl, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. It's cold outside. Have you noticed? It's not getting any warmer anytime soon. If it's starting to get colder inside, your thermostat may not be working. It's okay. We've got the break glass in case of emergency solution for you. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. If you're in need of your thermostat or even your HVAC taking a dive on you this winter, you also get peace of mind about your AC clicking on when it gets warm again. Head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight. What's trending on social media other than Mike Vrabel when we come back at 1620 Zone?
Hey, everybody, it's Sean here for Paul Davis Restoration. Did the cold weather that's been coming through the metro area cause some problems at your house? Well, no need to fret. Just call the number 402-553-0373. Burst pipes causing water damage, ice dams, you got flooding in the basement, whatever it is. There's water damage. Paul Davis can get out to your house in the flash, get you fixed up, and get the home back to the way it was before the damage happened. But that's not all. They can take care of mold mitigation, smoke damage, whatever it is. You got problems in the house, they can get you back to the way it should be. Just give them a call, 402-553-0373. It's Paul Davis Restoration.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
UNO Women's Basketball travels to Brookings Wednesday to take on South Dakota State. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30, and you can hear all the action on Yacht Rock 1180. It's UNO versus South Dakota State Wednesday at 6:30 on Yacht Rock 1180.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on up. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. Well, I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible portables on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Howdy, Greg Wagner joining you from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, and time now for another Nebraska Outdoor Update. Hey, time to get out of the house. Enjoy Nebraska's many state parklands on those nice days when we get them. Grounds are open for all kinds of outdoor recreation. You just need to bring your own water, have a current state park permit, and bring along some money for those camping fees if you want to camp out. I always say, park it in a park. By the way, you can get lots of information on the Nebraska State Parks online through the Game and Parks website, outdoornebraska.gov. Question: are you venturing outdoors this time of year? Ooh, if so, file a plan with somebody that you know and trust, telling them at least where you're going, when you're due back, assemble a survival kit, carry a first aid kit, tote your smartphone to record a voicemail location, and pack an extra set of warm clothing in a trash bag or a dry bag just in case. Please be safe out there. I'm Greg Wagner.
1620 The Zone will be broadcasting live on location Friday, January 30th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the American Cancer Society's Hope Lodge, Nebraska, in support of the Creighton Pinkout game. Stop by and drop off a donation of paper products, gift cards, or cash to support cancer patients staying at the Hope Lodge, a free home away from home for cancer patients and caregivers who must travel to Omaha for their life-saving treatment. For more details, listen to 1620 The Zone and visit cancer.org/pinkout.
Save up to $3,250 off MSRP plus 0.9% APR for 36 months on the 2026 Buick Enclave. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must finance with GM Financial. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Put a bow on the first hour on the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University. You can download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus tonight. Dan Campenden is with us. Many call him the leader of the night shift.
That is wrong.
He is also the leader of all things social media soundbite. Dan, what do you got for us?
Indeed, I am. I just want to do a little temp check real fast here. Make sure that my references aren't going to go over anyone in this room and outside of this room's head.
You usually do.
We've all seen Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, correct?
We have.
Yep.
Famously, Ricky Bobby gets a W in his first ever race.
Spoiler alert.
And he doesn't know what to do with his hands. You're not going to believe it. There's someone else who doesn't know what to do after they win. Turns out Drake May thought that the AFC Championship trophy did not actually belong to the Patriots. Was ready to hand it back to Jim Nantz and go, celebrate with his teammates the way that everyone wants to. But I'm sure Robert Kraft was sitting in the corner somewhere saying, "Oh no, that trophy comes home with us. Come on, bring it over here."
I think that's the most random thing about this whole ordeal. What is it? This is the third Ricky Bobby I don't know what to do with my hands reference that I've heard today. Okay. Listen, it's his first one, man. I mean, there's a lot of winning tradition up there at Foxborough. They got a few of those Lamar Hunt trophies sitting in their trophy case. Number one for Drake May, though.
Yeah, and most of the time when you get those trophies, they're not yours to keep. Other than in this situation, a lot of times when you're, in a youngster, like you're playing at the lower levels of football, they show you the trophy. Here's the trophy, and you don't get to keep this. This is ours.
Well, this is a little less weird to me now than after when we talked to Adrian Martinez. He was talking about going through like the process of getting to the NFL, where when you try out for a team, you don't even get to take the clothes they have you wear with the team branding on them when you leave said tryout. So I guess I understand Drake May thinking this was just a prop, but this is also the NFL, not the YMCA.
Yeah, it's also like he's also incredibly young.
Yeah.
He's 23, 24. No, I don't think he is. I'm certain that he's
23.
Yeah.
Drake May was born in 2002.
That's fun. He just super young. So I would not expect him to necessarily know that.
At least Sam Darnold was born in the 90s.
You get to keep this. Sam Darnold 30 yet?
Sam Darnold 27? Sam Darnold is 28.
Yeah. Which seems weird. Like it seems like he should be much older than
But
that.
listen, like this is what we love about sports, right? It's like this guy is the quarterback of the team that won the AFC Championship for the Super Bowl. It still has that Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, youthful-esque. It's still just a game, and I'm lucky enough to be here and get paid to do this mentality about it. Listen, I think Drake May has made a lot of people. They've been doubters.
I know one person's mind has changed.
Or not even that, but maybe didn't know who he was beforehand, or doubt, or didn't think that he was going to be a quarterback in the NFL very long. He's got a very catchy personality.
When we were going through the draft of who we wanted our team to pick, I wanted Washington to pick Drake May. I wanted him to be the guy for Washington. Ultimately, we'll see what happens with Jaden Daniels, but right now, today, would I rather be in the position that the Patriots are in, or the position that Washington's in?
Yeah, but we'll find out if there's some other changes coming from other teams around the country based on their coaches finding them in the Buy or Sell segment. You can't we come back. You missed the social media stop by tonight. Check it out. Our radio replay page at 1620zone.com is brought to you by Recon Pest Control. Yes, it is cold outside. Can you expect to see a wasp or a bee or mice in your front yard right now? Not alive anyway, but if you're worried about them when it first warm up, maybe you have problems with them last year, you can quite make a phone call or check out your options. Check out ReconPestServices.com to prevent critters from entering your house tonight. Dan Campion reads Buy or Sell. We come back at 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. Whether it be your business, whether it be your home, if you're turning on your hot water and it's taking a really long time for it to warm up, or maybe it's not warming up at all, that could be a problem with your water heater. Maybe it's not time to replace your water heater. Maybe it's past time to replace your water heater. Regardless of what your situation is, AX Plumbing has a solution for you. Head over to axpservice.com tonight. There's current discounts available for purchasing a new water heater. Nick and his team would love to come out and diagnose your problem and explain if you need a new one, or if they can just fix the one you have. Check out axpservice.com for more details tonight.
Jumpstart your January. Just 26 cents pays your first month. Get the furniture, appliances, and electronics, or even tires today. And no credit is needed at Ace Rent to Own.
Ace Rent to Own, where we make rents.
The Start Something New sales event is on, and now is the time to save with Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Sioux City. Receive 0% APR for 60 months on the full lineup of 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorns when you finance through Stellantis. Or save up to $7,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokees when financed through dealer. With approved credit. Tax, title, license extra. $179 doc fee. Exclusions apply. Expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
UNO Women's Basketball travels to Brookings Wednesday to take on South Dakota State. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30, and you can hear all the action on Yacht Rock 1180. It's UNO versus South Dakota State Wednesday at 6:30 on Yacht Rock 1180.
The Blue Jay Zone is brought to you by Chandler Conway.
Have you been injured in an accident? You shouldn't have to fight with insurance companies or deal with medical bills alone. You need an experienced injury lawyer who'll protect your rights while you focus on healing. At Chandler Conway, our team understands the legal process and will handle your case with dedication. Our goal is simple: to secure the compensation you deserve. Call us today or visit chandlerconway.com for a free consultation. Don't face this challenge alone. Let us support you every step of the way.
For the next month of the season, the Blue Jays are going to have to keep a bag packed. While Creighton is getting Saturday home games against UConn, Seton Hall, and Villanova, they're going to be going through a stretch over the next month where every other game will be on the road. The Jays will not play back-to-back home games until the end of the regular season when they host DePaul and Providence. In other words, the Blue Jays will need to be ready to fly a lot in January and February.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm going to make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on up. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabyte, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Listen to the Woodhouse Cadillac Blue Jays shoot-around and overtime shows. The Creighton men's basketball pregame and postgame shows on 1620 The Zone. The Woodhouse Cadillac Blue Jays shoot-around and overtime shows also presented by Union Bank and Trust, Children's Nebraska, and Sedoro Law. Hear the breakdown about your top-ranked Creighton men's basketball team before and after each game. Exclusively on your home for the Creighton Blue Jays. 1620 The Zone, the 1620 The Zone mobile app, and 1620thezone.com.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Top of the second hour brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. tonight. Dan Campinen has been put in charge of buy or sell this evening. Dan, what do you got?
Yes, I have. Good poor decision on your part, Jimmy. Yin said last week that the Steeler jobs may be the best in the NFL. Well, they got a head coach now. It's Mike McCarthy.
Somehow.
Buy or sell. This is a good hire. There is a part 2 of this question. If you would like it now, let me know. If you would like it later, let me know.
Well, we'll take the second part because the obvious answer is sell.
It doesn't engender a lot of confidence.
Yes. The second part of that question is, famously, at this moment, because I haven't had any confirmation neither for or against, Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback in Pittsburgh. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is not a buy or sell. Scale of 1 to 10, how quickly do you think he is out of town, with 10 being his bags are already packed and his carpet that he rides around on because he can't stay in a car because of VF or some EF. I don't know. The guy's a crazy person. He probably rides around on a carpet all day instead of having a regular car because it has too much radiation.
I don't know what just happened, but I'm going to give it a 2 because I kind of wonder how much Mike McCarthy was brought in to try to maybe keep Aaron Rodgers in town
for one more year.
Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't do their research and didn't understand how that relationship ended. But
I was going to say they hate each other.
Yeah, listen, weirder things have happened in the NFL. I don't know. I mean, you often hear teams or teammates or players and coaches that separate that often regret it in times. Maybe these two guys just miss each other.
Yeah, and look, I saw like Scott Shanley was defending this hiring on Twitter today, and it's like,
oh, does Scott Shanley have thoughts on tires and fires?
Yeah, he does. And I was just like, okay.
Does anybody know how he feels about Matt Rule? I haven't seen that anywhere.
I understand what you're saying, that Mike McCarthy's won a lot of games in his career, but how has Mike McCarthy done without a Hall of Fame quarterback in the prime of his career?
I mean, that you'd say about most coaches. But with that being said, whoever Mike McCarthy's agent is deserves a raise because he just keeps getting this guy high profile jobs.
I don't know. It's like I'm not sure that this is what Pittsburgh needs, and it's very, very uncharacteristic for the way that the last 60 years of Steeler football is gone. They've hired the young up and coming guy who has a defensive mind, who goes and coaches the team for 20 odd years, and they don't fire him, and he just steps down after a while. This is Mike McCarthy, who's generally thought of as an offensive head coach who might not have 20 years left to coach. Probably doesn't. Maybe he has 10 years left to coach maximum. So it just seems very strange to me. Like, and this is it's not a Steelers team that is just like ready-made. We just need to plug the coach in, and here we go. No, this is a rebuild. Like, this team needs to be built again.
Yeah, I don't know if Mike McCarthy is the guy to drag that to the promised land.
So there are actually a couple pieces that gave me pause about this. Number one, Mike McCarthy is old. Look how it ended in Green Bay with just a full-on
in Dallas.
I was about to get to that. A full-on ousting in Green Bay, basically a revolt by his team, namely the quarterback of that team, that is still the quarterback on your Pittsburgh Steelers as we sit here in this room right now. Number two, it went horribly in Dallas, and he couldn't do it with a roster that arguably for a time was loaded with talent. And then in his opening press conference,
here it is. Good call.
Said that Will Randolph has a lot of upside. So number one, already ignoring the fact that Aaron Rodgers is on that roster. And number two,
who is Will Randolph?
Mason Rudolph?
No, he said Will Randolph? Can't scroll back up 1 second.
I'm pretty sure he said Mason Rudolph since he's the backup of the quarterback, or the backup quarterback for the Steelers.
Will Howard?
Will Howard. That's the guy.
Who was the emergency quarterback all year?
Yeah. But he was drafted by the Steelers, obviously.
He was.
And Will Randolph is the combination of Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. So there you go.
Is it?
If your brain works like mine, it is, John. So, how about we just move on to the offensive side of the ball? That sounds great, right? Famously, a lot of people wanted the fired ex-Dolphins head coach, Mike McDaniel. He was interviewing for head coaching jobs in Buffalo. He was going to interview for the Browns job, but then they were like, hey, you got to take a personality test. And he was like, I don't take tests. I haven't done that since high school, and I'm not doing it again. I went to Yale. Obviously, I'm smart. And someone did say, Mike, obviously you are smart. And his name is Jim Harbaugh, because Mike McDaniel is officially the offensive coordinator of the Chargers. Buy or sell, this is a ready-made role specifically for Mike McDaniel.
Well, it kind of feels like Justin Herbert needs some sort of oomph or somebody to help him get over the hump, because it just is not translating to what people expected him to be coming out of college. And
his numbers are good. The wins aren't good.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly not the problem, but he's also not helping the Chargers get over the proverbial hump, even with the Kansas City Chiefs not being the perennial power they were this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure how these two mesh, honestly. This would be a big departure, because I think of Mike McDaniel as, let's get a bunch of fast guys, run them down the field, and throw the ball deep.
Seemed to work out for a little while in Miami.
Yeah, and that's not Jim Harbaugh at all. Jim Harbaugh is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, like traditionally. So it'll be interesting to see how these two mesh together. I do not think it is a ready-made job for him. I think there's plenty of work to be done on, understanding how Harbaugh's offensive philosophies and McDaniel's offensive philosophies can mesh together. I don't think this is a one-year project. This might take a couple of years to work, if it works at all.
Yeah, they need to get somebody to help protect Justin Herbert too, because 6 sacks in that playoff game against New England. I don't care how good your quarterback is, that ain't going to do it.
So I think this is a ready-made job for Mike McDaniel. So I would actually buy on this question.
Okay,
because I think, number one, having head coaching experience in the NFL cannot be downplayed whatsoever.
Agreed.
He's obviously trying to politely get a little bit of rehab in general to probably go into someone else's system and try to make something his own and actually bring a franchise that I would argue is kind of close to where they need to be to make it to an AFC championship. I think that's their ceiling right now.
Sure.
And he understands what the trade market would look like for offensive players, and maybe quite possibly what the Chargers can do to maximize their talent that they have now. But I will agree with the two of you when you say that it is going to be a little bit of a clash of personalities and play styles.
Well, I just don't think he's going to be long for LA. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time for his head coach again.
If they have any kind of success, he's going to be a retread head coach, like immediately.
Dan?
Speaking of coaches, fired former Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon is now the defensive coordinator of my Green Bay Packers. Buy or sell, this is an upgrade.
Listen, it's adding a former head coach to the repertoire, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I feel like I know a lot of people in Green Bay, and maybe the brain trust that is the Green Bay Packers ownership was maybe thinking about moving on from Matt LaFleur this year. I would not do that. I think Matt LaFleur is a top 10 coach in the NFL, and I think if with the right pieces around him, he could make an absolute Super Bowl run. I think you've got a hell of a quarterback in Jordan Love, and obviously the defense was good enough this year to get your defensive coordinator head coaching job elsewhere.
Yeah. Well,
so I think this is a nice combination.
Yeah, he was the DC of that Eagles defense in 21-22 when they were unbelievably good. So that's why he got the Cardinals job. I don't see this as anything but an upgrade, Dan. Like I totally
upgrade. I don't know about an upgrade.
Yeah, I think this guy's good. I
think he's good. I don't know if it's an upgrade.
I don't know that he was like necessarily head coach material, but like as a DC, I think he's very, very good.
Yeah, my argument against Jonathan Gannon would be that he wasn't a very good head coach. So what can make him possibly a good defensive coordinator?
Oh, he's no Will Randolph, that's for sure.
Exactly. But then
he was a pretty good defense coordinator in Philly, though, to John's point.
Yes. My argument for him would be we've seen him do it before. And
some guys are just made to be coordinators, man. They're just not cut out for head coaching jobs.
There's also a guy by the name of Micah Parsons who's going to be coming back next year, and
allegedly
that is a fun, shiny toy.
He makes DCs look
that
really
he
good.
will get to play with. Yeah. If you want to talk about someone getting pressure on the quarterback, you just say, "Hey, Micah, left end, right end."
All right,
Your only job is
we're
really
going to
gonna
rush
be to go
Micah,
hard.
and the rest of you figure it out.
Works for me. Last one that I've got here, and this is the random Dan question of the night. So
Here we
Buckle
go.
yourself in.
let's have fun, folks. Downhill skiing. This may not be one of the sports that we just generally talk about, but this year it will be taking center stage for Team USA. Both Michaela Schifrin and Lindsey Vonn are taking that center stage and are staging what some have been calling comeback tours. Buy or sell, we see glory for Vonn and Schifrin at the top of the podium once again.
I was today years old when I realized that Lindsey Vonn is still downhill skiing in the Olympics.
Yes, making a
41 years
comeback.
old.
Making
Good-
a comeback.
Good for her. What was the question?
Will Michaela Schifrin and Lindsey Vonn be at the top of the podium?
Sure, why not? America. I don't really have a deep dive.
You're saying
on-
will they go 1-2? Is that the question?
Yeah, 1-2. I mean,
Mm.
Vaughn is going to be doing mostly downhill, and Schifrin is probably going to focus the majority of her efforts on, I would assume, GS or just plain slalom. But I do know that Lindsey Vonn is.
Do they
set
have any
to be in the
crossover events? Do you know?
downhill? And I think Lindsey Vonn has qualified for giant slalom this year, which is a very scary thing to think about.
I'll say they each get 1 gold.
No, you're both wrong.
What?
Give me Breezy Johnson to be the top of the podium come the end of the downhill event.
Just downhill is what we're talking about.
Right.
Just downhill. I don't think they'll finish 1-2. No, there's got to be for downhill. It's got to be a Swiss or an Austrian or an Italian that'll jump in there and grab one of the top 2 spots.
Tell us why you don't care about the Winter Olympics on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. This is brought
Someone
to you
doesn't
by
watch the World Championships.
Controlled
I love the Winter
Comforts.
Olympics.
Brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. They can do all of your HVAC needs, whether it be making sure your house is warm in the winter, make sure your house is cold in the summer. They're going to take care of that year round. They'll do monthly maintenance on your furnace, replace that furnace filter, adjust your humidity, and make sure your house is prepared for the colder months while preparing you for the warmer months. Head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight. We'll be right back. The top 5 biggest failures of the NFL season on 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Aloe Fiber. I made the switch to Aloe 2 years ago, and I have not seen a blue circle spinning on my TV since. We had this problem when we first moved into our new house that the other internet company just couldn't get the signal all the way to our bedroom. We have not had that problem with Aloe. Before we even got the Wi-Fi extender put on the back of our house, we weren't having a problem. But Aloe Fiber said, hey, why don't you try this out and let your listeners know how well it works. I could be 2 blocks away from my house, whether I'm walking my dog or hanging out with the kids, still connected to my home Wi-Fi. Head over to aloefiber.com. Get out of the Stone Age tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast from KETV Newswatch 7.
Mostly clear and cold tonight. A low temperature near 12. Mostly sunny, a little breezy, and still pretty chilly on Tuesday. A high just in the mid-20s, sneaking up into the low 30s for a high on Wednesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online, and the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
1620 The Zone will be broadcasting live on location Friday, January 30th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the American Cancer Society's Hope Lodge, Nebraska, in support of the Creighton Pinkout game. Stop by and drop off a donation of paper products, gift cards, or cash to support cancer patients staying at the Hope Lodge, a free home away from home for cancer patients and caregivers who must travel to Omaha for their life-saving treatment. For more details, listen to 1620 The Zone and visit cancer.org/pinkout.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like roadside assistance.
Oh yeah, Progressive offers that.
Great. Do you have plans Saturday? My cousin canceled and I'd love to have someone to ride with.
Actually, we just do insurance, not riding buddies.
Cool, let's meet at noon. Actually, scratch that. 10 a.m., you and me, breakfast at a diner.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
Okay, so if you beat me there, get me the Lumberjack special. We can share.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage.
I'm Connor Happer. Join John Bishop, Josh Peterson, and myself for the Creighton Athletics Hour, talking all things Blue Jays each week. It's the Creighton Athletics Hour Wednesdays, starting at 6 o'clock, only on 1620thezone.com, your Zone mobile app, and 1620 The Zone.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Start something new sales event at Woodhouse Ram with 0% APR for 60 months on our full lineup of 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorns. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty with approved credit. Must finance with Stellantis. $299 doc fee due at signing. Expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$7:26 on a Monday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. You don't become #1 in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Check out pyramidroof.com to get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. Tonight, there's been a lot of success stories we didn't see coming in the NFL this season. The Patriots turning it around. Sam Darnold doing it again with another franchise after being thrown out and left for dead. We're not here to be glass half full kind of people. Have you listened to this show before? Some of you in the YouTube chat haven't, apparently. Don't even know our names. But
Oh, my mic's not on.
yeah, we don't even know how to do radio, so we understand why you don't listen.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're going to give you our top 5 failures of the NFL season. I'm going to go ahead and start us off because you asked me, John Schreiner, where I ranked your Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
They're my number 5. And it's not because of the shortcomings or the lack of wins or the Jaden Daniels injury. It's because there were glaring problems with that defense a year ago.
Dude.
If they did exactly nothing to
How many
fix it.
times have I screamed on this radio station about it?
Yeah, but it's not that the defense was bad again this year. It was that they did nothing to fix it from a year ago, and somehow they got worse.
Yeah, it's inexplicable, and obviously, as a fan of that team, they're going to be higher on my list than 5. I put the Kansas City Chiefs at number 5.
Understandable.
You're coming off an incredible run of success with the best quarterback on the planet, and yes, he got hurt near the end of the season. This team wasn't very good before he got hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
So this was an absolute failure by the team with the best quarterback in the league.
Before you give your number 5, I have to give a caveat to my list. I did not include the Chiefs because it just kind of felt like they were set for a down season eventually. So go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. So my number 5 specifically was the Minnesota Vikings. And it wasn't so much a fit. Well, never mind. It was a failure of their own making.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say the Sam Darnold trade obviously was a hindsight kick in the, pants.
Yeah, he's playing for the Super Bowl.
But the JJ McCarthy injury didn't really help all that much. And even when JJ McCarthy was healthy, there's a guy named Justin Jefferson.
Pretty good.
Who is just kind of always down there and is always open, it would seem. Never really fed him the ball this year. So much so that it's leading to people now speculating that he will be traded very shortly.
I mean, he still had over 1,000 yards, but just 2 touchdowns. That's definitely not going to do it.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Philadelphia. And again, not from a sense that they won the Super Bowl and didn't get back this year, but it was that they just never took a step forward in their offensive production. I mean, the tush push is kind of, I've been saying this for 3 years now, not something I felt like you could build your offense around. And I think
they did.
The NFL has kind of caught up to that, but they never really added another layer to what they did from a year ago. Still a pretty effective offense. There's the Jalen Hurts regression of it all, but I think it's more the NFL catching up.
Bad locker room vibes.
Yeah, for sure. But I just think that offense specifically is a failure for me this season.
Yeah, it was hard. I didn't put Philly on my list because it's hard for me to call a team who makes the playoffs a failure.
Fair.
But they definitely didn't live up to what they probably should have. And that's why I have Baltimore at number 4. I think anytime you have a team with an offense led by Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, you should probably make the playoffs with that team. You should probably be in the postseason.
Zay Flowers had 1,200 receiving yards this year.
And they didn't. And it's because what's been the staple of Baltimore Ravens football for 19 years is an unbelievably stout defense. And honestly, I don't know. They couldn't stop anything at the beginning of the year. They were giving up points left and right, handing them out like candy. And those early season losses put them too far behind the 8 ball. And even when they started to figure it out at the end of the season, they were just not able to do it and got their head coach fired. So that's a failure.
My number 4 is the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's less the organization on the football field, because I think they did try as hard as they possibly could to actually win football games this year.
Contrary to popular belief.
But unfortunately, when you go up the food chain, there are these people called owners and general managers. And you can't just sit on top of your wallet and feel it filling up and basically almost tipping you off the chair as the owner of an NFL franchise.
As you can relate to.
And say, we are not going to open said wallet and pay anyone or do anything to fix our defense. After the year that Joe Burrow had last year, where he looked, was last year the year that he got injured?
Well, no, he got injured this year. Last year was the year where they threw for almost 5,000 yards and they missed the playoffs.
I was going to say, after the year
that was so Bengals.
Google it happened. He threw for 4,918 yards and 43 touchdowns. They missed the playoffs.
That is the other thing.
Bengals.
Joe Burrow has been injured so many times, I can't even remember what seasons he was injured. But last year was his year that he had quite possibly the greatest statistical year that he could ever have in his career. and you did nothing to fortify a defense around him or an offensive line in front of him.
Joe Burrow completed 70% of his passes, 5,000 yards. We'll round up, and 43 touchdowns, just 9 picks, and they missed the playoffs. I lived it, and I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
I still love the Hard Knocks clip last year when Zach Taylor comes up and is like, it's like, hey, we're doing good. And Joe Burrow is like, we're playing bad football. Well, this is just horrible.
Yeah.
Expletive football.
Listen, and I have the Bengals at number 3 for just about
really?
every reason that Dan
They didn't make my list.
Every reason that Dan just said. But the thing that's even maybe a little bit more concerning is they're basically keeping that whole entire staff together. So, I mean, there's going to start to be questions if that Super Bowl run was as good as it's ever going to get even close to getting. And I think those questions are valid.
This number 3 is where I have the Washington Commanders, because you got to an AFC or an NFC championship game last year, knowing what the deficiencies on your team were, and didn't address them one iota, and perhaps made the defense worse.
Kind of looks like it.
So, and then you compound that with some offensive injuries, and
specifically your superstar quarterback.
Yeah, Jane Daniels didn't play most of the year. Terry McLaurin was injured for long stretches of the year.
Samuel got fat.
You inexplicably just torched your running back room. And look, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt was a nice surprise, but you had no one else in that room with it. It's just, there's total mismanagement of this team.
Dan, number 3.
My number 3. So this is where my list started to get a little bit hard.
Okay.
Because
mine got easier at this point.
Yep, pretty easy.
I mean, I hate, just pooping all over the worst possible franchises.
Arizona?
And this is not me pooping on one of the worst possible franchises, but for number 3 for me was the Detroit Lions. Because
number 3?
Yeah, because it was baffling to me.
Okay.
What we saw last year versus what we saw this year. And it was all basically the same pieces with a healthy defense that should have absolutely blown the majority of the teams that they played out of the water. But it was just general poor decision-making, a Ben Johnson-less offense that got kind of generally stale in the middle of the year, and people started to figure out. I think we're really going to see next year where the mind of Dan Campbell goes when things go right and when things go wrong.
My number 2, I have the Indianapolis Colts. For a lot of different reasons.
Wow, that's interesting.
Than this list would have been at the beginning of the season. They started off 8-2 and had been handed the midseason crown to the AFC South.
Daniel Jones got hurt.
They lost 7 straight.
Daniel Jones got hurt.
I understand that, but you brought Phillip Rivers out of retirement.
A grandfather.
So much.
Not a good idea.
So many. Listen, they just had to win basically 2 games. They won no games. They won 0. They went 0-7 down the stretch after starting 8-2. There was discussion mid-season about a Jonathan Taylor MVP.
They were number 1 in the power rankings.
And obviously, Daniel Jones going down changed the trajectory of their season. But 0-7, you need to go 2-5.
Yeah.
You would have won the division.
I don't know if that's the biggest failure.
I think it's a pretty big failure in my sense.
I have the Lions at 2, just because this team looked like last year they were poised to build on what they had done. Dan Campbell was the hottest coach in the league. Everybody wanted to see what crazy thing he would say or do next.
I mean, that's still kind of true, though.
And that's still true. It was the Jared Goff, redemption tour.
Yep.
The 2-headed monster at running back. And then it just it all fell flat this year.
Yeah, Amon-Ra, St. Brown being hurt didn't help. That's for sure.
It didn't. But yeah, I still think that there should have been enough on this team to at least make it to the postseason, and they couldn't do that.
My number 2 is the NFC West, because
the entire NFC
No.
West?
I'm going to get
division in football.
I'm going to get to where this
Okay.
comes in, because it's not the best division in football. Because you have 3 diamonds in Seattle, in Los Angeles, and then in San Francisco. And then you've got the lump of coal that sits in the desert, which is the Arizona Cardinals. It is. I've never seen anything where I go, that's a fire sale. You should just light the stadium on fire and sell it for the insurance money, because that franchise is so confusing.
What do you think is the best division in football then?
The NFC North.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Go ahead.
Did you not have a close division? Because at least all of our teams stayed fairly close in the rankings this year.
We just had 2 teams compete for the NFC Championship and 3 teams make the playoffs.
3 teams win double-digit games.
And
all of our teams had a positive point differential. Maybe you should tell your folks down in Arizona that they need to get their poop in a group.
Nobody in the division had Jacoby Brissett starting 14 games this season. My number one, and I can't believe this isn't unanimously your guys' number one. It's emphatically the Detroit Lions for me. I mean, everything you just mentioned. Dan Campbell was in the NFC title game 2 years ago. They probably should have beaten the 49ers in that game. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown was considered to be one of the young up-and-coming stars in this league, and I think that's still the case. Jahmyr Gibbs in that running game has been incredible, and it kind of felt like Dan Campbell was setting the bar for, biting
off kneecaps,
gut feeling versus analytics, and riverboat coaching style being kind of the direction the league was thinking about heading in. And it's not like they got close to the playoffs and didn't get there. They finished last in their division. So to me, that's emphatically the number one letdown in the
NFL. And that's why I put Minnesota at number one. You won 14 games last year, and then you ditched the quarterback that won you those 14 games.
Fair.
That is an insane failure level.
So I didn't.
That's a crazy failure condition.
I didn't put him on my list because I had zero faith in JJ McCarthy.
Well,
I actually think they're an overachiever.
I don't disagree with that sentiment. And then you throw on top of that the guy you were just like let out the door, took his team to the Super Bowl now. So
probably gonna win it.
That is just like I can't believe the level of failure that it takes to win 14 games with a guy and be like, yeah, your backup's probably better.
We need to save some money.
We're good. We'll figure it out. And then that guy goes and wins 14 games at another team and takes them to a Super Bowl. How stupid and how inept can you possibly be?
Justin Jefferson's like, hey, you can trade me to Seattle. I'll play opposite of Jackson Smith.
Unbelievable failure.
Fun fact, hearing what you guys have made justifications for 5 through 1 now,
made you realize you probably should have written your list down before we started the show.
I had a list before we started the show, and I sort of threw it out because it's about 3 out of the 5 have shown up so far.
Sure.
I did my list completely wrong, but still, I think I have a good case for number one because my number one is the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
If you
I'll hear it.
If you look at how their season began,
they were in the first 4 out on my list.
Yeah, they
playing
were
in.
Yeah.
They were on a pretty good hot streak to start the year. Defense wasn't playing great, but their offense was setting fire to the field every single game.
That's been kind of the story of the Dak Prescott era.
Yep.
Yeah. That Green Bay Dallas game was a classic if you loved watching people score some touchdowns.
That was a good game.
And
that's still a case for the game of the year, by the way, in my opinion.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it just fell apart. They looked like they could have, at the start of the year, won their division. They could have been one of the best teams in football. And then they just
traded Micah Parsons.
Crapped it all down the toilet, traded Micah Parsons. And I think
this is a good move for our football team.
Glory hole.
I think next year Dallas will be better because I think Quinnen Williams is going to have another year in that defensive system that will be 100% different next year because let's remember they fired their, coach. But this year, very disappointing Dallas team.
Well, if you want to relive our top 5 biggest disappointments of the season, do it on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We just ranked our top 5 biggest disappointments of the pro football season. You have a top 5 disappointing shirts in your closet? Update the roster. Head over to 78th and Dodge. Jerry Ryan's been dressing Omaha for over 50 years with brands like Mizzen & Main, Johnny O, Peter Millar, Cutter & Buck, Brax Pants. Anything that you can update your closet with is never going to live up to the expectations of what you're going to get out of Jerry Ryan over off 78th and Dodge. Stop by and tell John, Dan, Deanne, Monier, Taylor, and Jake we sent you over there. We'll be right back. Dan's going to give you his thoughts on Dabo Sweeney, and we'll see if he can pronounce his name correctly. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village. Listen, now is the time. We are getting close to Valentine's Day. That's right. And you know what happens at Valentine's Day? Reservations. They sell out quickly. You need to get yours made now. Call them up. Tell them, hey, I want to bring my special somebody for an amazing Italian dinner. And I want it to be in a great environment. And I want the food to be perfect. And you know what you're going to get? You're going to get the answer from Pasta Amore that will blow your mind. Their food is so good. Everything they've brought us to try, we have absolutely loved. We love their Sunday deep dish pizza, the vodka sauce pizza with all the meats mixed into the sauce, and then the deep dish crust and the cheese. And like, oh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. You need to get in there on Sunday and try the deep dish pizza. And I'm telling you, get those reservations in early. Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village. Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on up. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 home bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabyte, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 55 and with one of the big 3 carriers, like Verizon, you may notice they don't talk much about their 55 plus discounts. That's so customers like you keep paying their regular higher rates to boost their bottom line. You deserve better service. With 100% US-based experts, better value, with plans starting at $20, and a company that's built for people 50 plus, like me. Not convinced? Give your current carrier a call. Ask about the 55 plus plan you've earned. See how long it takes to get a real person on the line, and if they try to talk you out of it. But if you want something better, call Consumer Cellular. We've got the same great coverage, and our US-based experts can get you switched in about 20 minutes. Switch now to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com for your second month free.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
My uncontrollable movements, called TD, tardive dyskinesia, felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza, valbenazine capsules, a prescription medicine clinically proven for reducing TD in adults. That's always 1 capsule, once daily, and number 1 prescribed. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance may occur.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Learn more at Ingrezza.com. That's INGREZZA.com.
Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on retired courtesy 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500s. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive. With approved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Qualifying trade-in of 2011 or newer vehicle. Must finance with dealer. Based upon manufacturer rebates. Expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
I'm Connor Happer. Join John Bishop, Josh Peterson, and myself for the Creighton Athletics Hour. Talking all things Blue Jays each week. It's the Creighton Athletics Hour Wednesdays, starting at 6 o'clock, only on 1620thezone.com, your Zone mobile app, and 1620 The Zone.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Put a bow in the After Hours Lounge. It is closing time, brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. Don't forget to head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. Put up some poll questions last night that we didn't, or excuse me, on Friday that we didn't get to. We asked if you remember Georgia Southern. 165 of you voted. 91.5% said yes. We asked if Nick Saban paid players. Yes or yes on the bottom. The answer was yes. 60% of people voted yes. Should you hire a coach who got fired within your own division? Obviously, the Mike McDaniels to the Bills conversation. 56% said yes. So it's good to know what number of our listeners are trollers. And then our closing argument segment, which was Dabo is out of touch. You need to make weight in professional fighting, or open enrollment is odd, which Dan Campinen, I think this is your third ever closing arguments poll that you've won. So congratulations.
Thanks for the win, After Hours Lounge.
Currently one poll up from tonight. Do you know Will Randolph? 83% of the audience says no. So Dan will.
16% say yes, though.
Shout
out my 16%ers.
Yeah, congratulations on that loss, Dan. It is time for our closing arguments, courtesy of Bob Williams. Here, we'll all give you one hot take to close out the show. We'll put our last poll of the night up. You'll vote on who had the best closing argument. The person who receives the fewest amount of votes will have the losing argument tonight. John Schreiner, what do you got for us?
Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter came out today and told people to stay away from the World Cup in the United States because of the political climate in this country. We don't talk about politics on this show,
famously,
and I'm not about to do that. What I'm going to tell you is you should not listen to a word that Sepp Blatter has to say. He was one of the most corrupt FIFA presidents of all time, and he bilked Africa for millions of dollars when South Africa hosted the World Cup in 2010. He's a corrupt old man who doesn't know his elbow from his rear end. Don't listen to what Sepp Blatter has to say.
Dan Campinen?
You're telling me that Qatar wasn't a legally made World Cup?
He didn't preside over Qatar.
Did he not? Okay, well.
Still feels rigged.
Still feels bad. I would like to once again take to the airwaves for my closing arguments to say, screw you, Joe Pollad. Why are you trading away Harrison Bader from the Minnesota Twins? Dude, all you guys want to do is suck this franchise dry for as much money as you possibly can, and then you're going to sell it to the highest bidder. And you know what? When that day comes, there will be angels ascending from the heavens, singing the praises of the person who buys it from you, because you people are a horrible ownership group. I do not like you. I do not like the pants you wear. I do not like the trades you make. I do not like that you blamed Rocco for the reason that this Twins baseball team is losing. He had more gumption.
Great word.
For this team than you ever did. You want to know how I know that? Because he was the manager of the Twins and he had twins while he was the manager. Shame on you, Joe Pollad. Yeah, I'm done. I could go off more, but those are some off-air words that I have to use to describe him.
I made a comment, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about the crazies in Kansas City and wanting Andy Reid to be fired after this season.
Yeah, weirdos.
People talking about how it worked out for Philadelphia. They've won 2 Super Bowls since he's been fired, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
How many Super Bowls Andy Reid won?
He's won a few,
City?
but I'm kind of walking it back a little bit.
What?
Not necessarily
Whoa.
that Andy Reid needs to be
Hold
fired,
on.
but that he might be losing his touch a little bit. He's saying that Matt Nagy deserves another shot at being a head coach in the NFL.
Oh, go for it.
Now,
Go.
Now I understand.
Please do.
Yeah, I understand.
Open the gate.
Yeah, I understand. You kind of got to go bat for your guys or the guys underneath you on your tree, and it's always nice to try to help a friend get a job. Have you seen Chicago since he left?
Oof.
They're doing a little bit better. They're about a heartbeat away from an NFC Championship game. Matt Nagy had some of the worst offenses as a head coach that I think I've ever seen. Go ahead, Dan.
I would like to posit one thing to you on that.
Sure.
Maybe
you'd like to see him hired at another NFC North team. Is that what you're saying?
Of course. I'm no fool there. But maybe Andy Reid is smarter than we think he is, and his fastball is faster than ever because maybe he just doesn't want to coach with Matt Nagy anymore.
He's trying to get him the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders job. Hey, Vegas, this guy's great. You should let me play against him twice a year. He's fantastic. I'll sign a waiver for you right now.
As someone who's no fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, please go ahead and fire Andy Reid and hire Matt Nagy as your head coach.
Yeah,
please do that.
I
love to see it.
I don't understand how. And listen, I think Andy Reid's a smart guy. I think Andy Reid's a really good football coach. I understand Matt Nagy is his friend. I just don't understand how you could make that statement publicly without a smile on your face while doing so. Hey, this has been the After Hours Lounge. If you missed any of it tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. Our closing arguments were brought to you courtesy of Bob Williams with Williams Law. Tonight, you're Bob coming in on our show weekly talking about the big-time legal issues facing professional athletes, colleges. You don't have to be a big-time entity to get high-level lawyer work. You can head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com, where Bob and his team are going to give you a free, no-obligation legal consultation tonight. They'll sit you down. They'll explain your rights and get you ready for your big day in court. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight. For Dan Campinen and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Hope you guys have a great Monday night.
Hey, Jays fans, it's Hoop season.